Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and I have the opportunity today to preview some of the reels I will be working on in the next week or so. So why am I starting with a fishing rod? Well, this one's interesting. I picked this one up for $3. It's a Roddy. It's the old style fiberglass rod, and it's missing an eyelet. You can't see that on the camera, but it's missing an eyelet. And I was asked when I did that video on casting the Pflueger knucklebuster reel, somebody said, well, could you show us a video where you use the real old-time equipment like this rod and an older reel that was a true knucklebuster like this J.C. Higgins rod reel? And well, that's what I'm going to do. But before I can do that, I need to add an eyelet. I have one from an older rod that I just happened to take apart, and well, that'll be the source of the video. So we'll recondition this Roddy fishing rod, we'll service that J.C. Higgins reel, and we'll take it out there and show you how to cast one of these in a revised one. Alright, we got a couple of boxes. We got more than a couple. We've been keeping everybody busy at the delivery services. First one comes in from Joe. He's in Forest Hills, and well, we got a reel in a box project. We looks like Joe started something here. Seems to involve a Accurist, I think. Yep, looks like the Accurist reel. It looks like we've got gears and other things in bags, and we're going to go put that back together for Joe. If you like to see how reels come together, sometimes you'll see them apart, like that one. If you want to learn how to service them, if you have an interest in fishing reel service and repair, then I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of these as videos, and well, when I do those as videos, I like to share them with you so that you can learn how to do it yourself. Well, here's a Shimano. This is the Catala, and I understand this has got a very common problem, common to a lot of bait casting reels. It says that this will not release. Well, it's releasing there, middle layer of this fellow, but there's something going on in here. There's a very pronounced noise and gear grind, and I suspect something might be on with this because he says it doesn't release. So I'm wondering if it doesn't release sporadically or what. But you know what, we'll take that reel apart, and it says you have to thumb and backspin. Well, that's interesting. When I get a complaint about somebody who's got one of those reels, and it happens with Abu ambassadors, and it happens with some others, when you have a lot of heavy weight on lines, a lot of folks will tell me, well, my reel does not release unless I hold the spool with my thumb and I pull back on it on the line in order to let it go. That's because there's too much pressure from that setup, the rig that you have, to allow the reel to operate efficiently. And well, that's just something, that's a design issue. That's not mechanics. You're not going to fix that. If you've got an ambassador with a 6-ounce sinker on it, and you're trying to drop fish with that, a lot of times I just can't handle it. All right, well, this one comes in from Robert in Alabama. And looks like I pretty much destroyed the shipping information on it. Let's see what we have in here. Well, we have a couple of Penn Senators. These are Penn Senator 4.0 reels. I've done a lot of these, and I've done some videos on them. The Senator 4.0s went through a couple of iterations. They're the 113 series. This is the high speed. This is probably the latest edition of them. It has the half shell, and it's a composite material for the shell. The earliest editions looked like every other Penn reel, and it had cross posts instead of the half shell. So it had the 5 cross posts, and it had a steel bottom. It looks like we have 3 of those, and this is going to be the week for reel in a bag projects. Looked like Robert got started on the first one. Took a lot of stuff apart in here. Hopefully all that stuff is in the bag, and probably said, you know what, the other 3 of those shouldn't suffer a similar consequence, so let's ship them off. we'll get them serviced and repaired and get those back out there fishing again. I have all the confidence in my ability with those. Well, we're previewing an awful lot of boxes that I've received over the last week, and if I don't intend to do a video on a reel that you would really like to see as a video, just let me know, and if I can work it into my schedule, I will. Next one comes in from Rhode Island, and well, I'm not sure if there's a theme going on here, but we have a Selena, which is an Okuma reel. And it looks like something has gone on here. I'm not quite sure what. But I guess we'll try and make a determination as to what's wrong. There is a message in the box here. We'll take a look at that in a little while. But something's probably not working. I'm seeing the anti-reverse is not working that way, but it's working the other way. All right, we'll try and do our best to get that one working again. Well, before I go too far, let's put that padding back into that Senator box. And next one comes in from New Windsor, New York. It comes in from Neil. I think I've done a reel or two for Neil in the past. And Neil is sending me two. Well, a lot of folks like this channel because of the variety and diversity of the reels, and I gotta say, I kind of enjoy that too. Well, here's something that'll add to that. We have an older Mitchell. This is probably the Mitchell 624. Looks like another reel in the bag project, because I remember Neil telling me he's taken that off, or that's fallen off, the anti-reverse, the eccentric, the free spool eccentric. And could I get it back together again? And then we have an older Ocean City reel, probably the 981 from what I'm looking at. Yeah, the 981. I think that one just needs to be tuned up. I've done a lot of the Ocean City reels. Not sure if I've done a 624 lately, so if I have the time, I'll try and do a video on that one. Okay, I wonder if this got shipped directly from eBay. This is from Scott. Scott's in Alabama. And I think this might be a reel that belonged to his dad or his grandfather. I think it's a Pflueger, if I remember. A lot of folks, of course, contact me before they're going to send the reels, and I always encourage that. And, well, we have the original, well, we have a secondary spool. I think this is a Pflueger. It might be a Mitchell. No, this is a Pflueger. We'll probably do a video on this one. I don't think I've done one on this. This actually looks like the Aceto kind of reel, made in Italy. Having trouble seeing it. Yep, this one's made in Italy. So my guess is it's the same one as Aceto. This is a Pflueger 1041, and I'm not sure what, if anything, is right or wrong with this reel. It's going to take some time to figure that out, but I am going to work on that for Scott. It is a family treasure, and I just hope that I can do it justice to enable him to take it fishing again. We got a big box coming up next. Oh, maybe a big box with only a little stuff in it, but there's a big box here. This one comes in from Bill. He's up in Rhode Island as well. So it looks like we have a series of folks from Rhode Island. Rhode Island is a great fishing community. Bill, one of our channel viewers, who's sent me some stuff in the past, has actually sent me the floats, the egg floats that they use in surf fishing up there. That's the only place I've ever seen them used. All right, we have a Penn reel in here. Folks ask me why I work on Penns all the time. Well, the answer is because that's what they send me. This is a Penn 500S, and I don't like this particular version of the reel. This one's in beautiful condition, but this one has the take-apart, the single screw take-apart on a non-gear side. And for whatever reason, this just seems like a weaker frame, and that when you're in a battle with big fish, I've seen these come in with the frame twist, much more so than I've seen it with the one with the other side. I don't know why that happens, but it does. And, well, not much you can do about it. Those wheels were made back in the 70s and 80s. And, well, it's kind of like live with it at this point. And then this is the more traditional 500 Penn Jigmaster. It seems like the spring is broken here on the eccentric. Let's just take a quick peek at this while we're here. This has a single screw take apart. You'll turn it backwards and pull it out, and then twist on a quarter turn, and sure enough, we have a broken spring here. You can see the spring kind of nesting in here. That's all broken. That needs to be replaced. You also have the jack is off the eccentric, so something got messed up in that reel, but that's okay. I work on a lot of Jigmasters. This one looks like one of the dirtier versions of it, with a lot of old greases and the like. Work on a lot of Jigmasters. A lot of the local charter boats use the Jigmasters for their charter boat fleet. So after time, you get to figure out what's going wrong with the reels. You also figure out how to service them and get them back out there fishing again. All right, this one comes in from John, and John is in North Carolina. So we've had a lot of what I'll call East Coast or Atlantic fisheries reels today. Always fun to see where they come from. Love talking to folks that send the reels in and find out what they're using the reels for. Looks like John has sent me several of these. And I don't know, sometimes when you do these preview videos and you get into this, you feel like it comes at a cost, right? Okay, first one up, it's a Newell. Yeah, okay, so he sent me two Newells, if I remember, and two Newells and a Penn reel, if I remember. This one's interesting. Most of the time the Newells have the trim ring on these. These are solid plated. This is the 229F. And I'm going to believe that there's one more Newell, and I think the other one might be a Penn reel. Always fun. So the Newell reels are treasures, and if you have one, I recommend you keeping it serviced all the time. And if you don't have one, I recommend that you try and find one. They're great reels. This is a Penn Squidder 140. Not sure what's right or wrong with that. I think these are all just in for service. I don't remember him saying that there's anything broken in those reels in the initial conversation. There may be. If it is, we'll try our best. You can certainly get the parts for the Penn Squidder. Getting parts for the Newells has become increasingly difficult, and the folks that have the parts, well, they're coming increasingly expensive due to the rarity of them. All right, one more, and I believe this is a Newell as well. Wow. Well, the good news is it didn't get damaged in transit. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, we have another Newell. This is what I was talking about with the frames. Most of the time the Newells will have the stainless frame around it. This is the P235F. It's a beautiful reel. It's similar to what you just kind of partially saw there, the Penn Squidder. It has the wider frame for good casting. Has the same kind of ball bearing setup as the Squidders do. And overall, just a nice reel. So we have two Newells and a Squidder in that box, and I think that may be the end of it, but I'm just going to check before we leave this. Yep, we're going to call that the end of the trip for that one. And I just did a reel. I'm going to use this one. I don't know why. My grandkids love pond fishing for bluegills and crappie. They're easy to catch, and they enjoy just going to the local pond. I just picked this one up. I picked it up for $3. This is a South Bend. It's a trophy stalker. It's a very small reel, probably made in China, likely sold as a rod and reel combination. The rod was gone. This is a single ball bearing reel, but you know what? It turns nicely. There's a little bit of bottoming going on. I'm not quite sure what that is, but suitable with 2, 4, 6 pound test. I have a 5-foot ugly stick. This will match perfectly too, and I'll keep the kids fishing with that for some time to come. So we'll do a video on this one as well. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the previews. I hope all that stuff didn't get messed up, because sometimes when I'm trying to show a rod like this one, well, you just don't have enough reach to focus again, and then, well, sometimes they get out of sorts. So I do apologize if that one was getting hard to see. So hope you'll stay tuned. Again, if you see reels in here that you would like to see service that I haven't shown, please let me know. I will try to work through and see if I can do a video. To our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is you do to keep us safe. I do appreciate everything it is that you do. To everyone, please stay safe, stay well, keep your equipment serviced and ready to go fishing, and enjoy your time on the water. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.